It's Thursday, August 8, 2019, and this is Globespan 24x7 News. My name is Samuel Suknandon, coming to you live from Georgetown, Guyana. Here are the major headlines for today. The government could possibly appeal CJ's ruling if decision not favorable. Sophia hit-and-run victim's family pleads for justice. Opposition leader maintains no extension of parliament. $20 million extension of potable water supply services in Region 5. An acting town clerk of the main city council sent on administrative leave. We start off tonight's news by telling you that an arrest warrant for the owner of the Diamond Strip Club was issued by Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan after he failed to appear in court on Thursday. Freeman Fordyce is currently on bail for 2 counts of trafficking Venezuelan women to Guyana for sexual exploitation. In April, the 41-year-old of Nandi Park, East Bank, Demerara, was placed before the chief magistrate and pleaded not guilty to 2 charges, which alleged that between September to November last year, he transported and harbored 2 women for sexual exploitation. During the month of February of 2019, the Diamond Strip Club was raided by ranks from the Guyana Police Force, which led to the arrest of 15 women, all of whom were foreign nationals. A Sophia youth who was a victim of a hit-and-run accident on May 25 never managed to regain consciousness and sadly succumbed to his injuries on Monday. His parents are now pleading for justice to ensure that the person responsible is put behind bars. Kipney Jordan has that report.
I want to come to court, and everybody out there who got a clear conscience in them, I need them to come out, because the guy that get knocked down is today for me and tomorrow for all of them who withholding the information, and even the so-called friends them who none of them never come forth and say, well, this is what happened on the night of question.
Father of the deceased, Barrington Hall. Hall Sr. is of the view that the authorities are not doing enough as the perpetrator is quote-unquote walking free while he grieves his son's death. Hall is also of the view that his son was poorly taken care of at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC.
No, my son wasn't well taken care of. My son was actually given up before he died. They had a doctor come in the ward last week. It's last week Friday, right? And she went like 20 minutes convincing me to take my son home and let's spend the last days with me. Now, you tell me something, is that good of you as a doctor to advise some parents or a parent or a family, carry your patient home, let a dead home? Now this is a sensitive matter where my son went in an accident, hit and run. Now which you think is the first bullet that gonna left the liar gun of the case or the defendant case? The first bullet we're gonna left he gun is negligence of the parents cause the death of this patient.
Burial Hall, 18, was the victim of a hit-and-run accident which took place in the wee hours of the morning of May 25. After he passed on August 5, his father said an eyewitness has come forward with claims of seeing the accident, which alleged that the youth ran from what appeared to be an attempted robbery which caused the accident. Hall's father is pleading with his son's friend with whom he was in company with on the date in question, and anyone who might have information to come forward to ensure the perpetrator is brought to justice. Hall Sr. has also sought legal advice. The vehicle that was used in the accident was found in a yard at Grove East Bank, Demerara, was subsequently impounded at the Brickdam police station. Efforts to contact the traffic chief, Lyndon Isles, for comment on the matter proved futile. For Globespan 24x7 News, Kipney Jordan.
Thanks, Kipney. The Guyana Water Incorporated GWI is currently carrying out a $20 million extension of its potable water distribution network in Region 5, Mahaika Berbice. Regional Manager for GWI in Region 5, Kenny Reed, disclosed that 8 communities and a total of over 700 residents in the region will benefit from a direct supply of water for the first time when the project is completed. The beneficiaries are residents of unserved areas in Farm and Catherine villages in Sub-Region 1, Mahaika Bari, while the other residents are from unserved areas in Number 8, Rosignol, Murphy Dam, Prophet, Phoenix, Kinley, and Ithaca villages in sub-region to Abari Berbice. Some persons had established homes in these areas after the main distribution network had already been established. Meanwhile, government will continue to pursue any legal action that would lead to a favorable outcome to have credible elections in Guyana. This is according to Guyana Head of State President David Granger. More in this report.
We are ready to pursue any legal action that we feel would lead to a favorable outcome to have credible elections in Guyana. Our concern is with credible elections, and we have said over and over again that if the list is flawed, it must be corrected.
President David Granger, the Guyanese head of state, made that statement during a press conference earlier today. He was asked whether he will accept the decision of the Chief Justice on August 14 if she rules against the ongoing house-to-house registration exercise.
It is for the Commission to say how it will correct that list. But as leader of the People's National Congress Reform, as chairman of a Partnership for National Unity, as President of Guyana, we are interested in credible elections. And this has been said repeatedly, and that is what we are aiming at. So we will accept any formula, any rule, or any decision which satisfies the requirements for credible elections.
Asked whether his government will appeal the ruling of the Chief Justice if it is against the government, the President had this to say.
I said what I said.
Just minutes before the press conference, the President met with the newly appointed GCOM chair, retired Justice Claudette Singh, and all 6 commissioners.
The government, as the Director General has pointed out, is very respectful of the role of the Elections Commission. And once I receive advice from them, from the commissioners, or from the chairman of the commission, I will act on that advice. And we expect that all Guyanese will respect the independent role of the Elections Commission.
At present, the legal matters before the court in relation to the house-to-house registration exercise, where accountant Christopher Ram is challenging the constitutionality of the exercise. Ram is challenging the matter on the grounds that it is a violation of the Constitution and the spirit of the consequential orders issued by the Caribbean Court of Justice. Chief Justice Roxanne George is expected to deliver her ruling in relation to this matter on August 14. A meeting between the new GCOM chair and the commissioners is scheduled to take place the following day. For Globespan 24x7 News, I'm Samuel Suknandon. Meanwhile, President David Granger says he has indicated to the new chair of GCOM, retired Justice Claudette Singh, that the government is interested in early and credible elections, but has dismissed reports that an election will be held sometime in December. More in this report. The Guyanese head of state said while his government would like to see early and credible elections, it will continue to observe the independence of the Elections Commission. Given reports which suggest that elections could be held sometime in mid-December, President Granger was asked whether this information is true. He had this to say.
The news couldn't have come from me. We are interested in elections, in credible elections, as early as possible.
The President explained that the CCJ was quite clear that it cannot issue coercive orders and cannot direct GCOM when to hold elections.
If ballot papers have not yet been printed, can I tell the Commission to have elections on the 18th of August if they have not printed ballot papers? This is what I describe as the Abuja scenario, where on the morning of election, the Election Commission called the government of Nigeria and said, we're not ready. I shall wait on the advice of the Commission.
The Caribbean Court of Justice on July 12 urged the President, the National Assembly, and GCOM to abide by the constitutional provisions of the no-confidence vote that elections should be held in 3 months. The court had noted that the Constitution envisages that the government continues as a caretaker or interim government until elections are held and a new president is appointed. Opposition leader Barra Jagdeo had written to the president asking him for the cabinet to resign, but the president has refused to do so. The president says he will be meeting with Jagdeo tomorrow. For Globespan 24x7 News, I'm Samuel Suknandon. Despite many calls by the current administration to have the opposition consider agreeing to an extension of parliament so as to extend the life of government, the opposition is maintaining that it will not give the necessary support. Opposition leader Barrett Jackley addressed the media earlier today.
The Caribbean Court of Justice made it very clear that the Constitution is unambiguous, that the government is on borrowed time. Elections ought to be held by March 21st, and that they must comply with the Constitution, that Article 106 was triggered. Every sane Guyanese knows that means elections in 3 months. It's specific here, unless you have an extension voted on by 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly, which will not happen. We will not extend because, and the reason simply is that they've already been extended since March. March, we ought to have had elections.
Jagdeo said it is clear that the president is ill-advised or doesn't want to be truthful.
If you have to hold elections within 3 months, it follows that you have to dissolve the parliament and fix the date for the general election. It is logical reasoning, but if the president relies conveniently on the illogic and the insanity of his attorney general. And conveniently, because I'm sure President Granger can read and understand the Constitution and the CCJ's ruling. And I know that he knows what the right thing is.
Attorney General Basil Williams has stated that he hopes the opposition would have a change of heart, as an extension to the deadline would be the only opportunity to ensure Ghana is not left in a constitutional crisis. Based on her understanding of the judgment and consequential orders by the Caribbean Court of Justice, Chief Justice Roxanne George said that the date for general and regional elections, March 21, has long gone. During a recent hearing of arguments in an application for a conservatory order against house-to-house registration by attorney Christopher Ram, George noted that we are supposedly in a period of extension for the time frame for holding elections, but that extension has not been agreed on. Acting Town Clerk of the Georgetown Municipality, Sharon Harry Monroe, has been sent on administrative leave by the Local Government Commission. Reports are that the decision stemmed from several requests by the Commission for documents regarding a number of financial and other issues at the MNCC and the Town Clerk's failure to provide the documents. She received a letter from the Commission informing her of its decision early this week for her to proceed on administrative leave with immediate effect. The Commission has been acting on the findings of a Commission of Inquiry into the operations of the Georgetown City Council. The COI found several breaches and irregularities in the issuance of contracts and management. Former Town Clerk Royston King was fired as a result of the findings. A 7-year-old girl who suffered life-threatening burns when her North Munripo East Coast Demerara house went up in flames on August 4 while she was asleep is in need of urgent medical care. As such, the Rotary Club of Demerara has launched a fund to assist with plans to evacuate her to Schreiner's Hospital in Galveston, Texas in the United States as soon as possible. The organization said the medical evacuation will cost around $4.8 million. Approximately 97.8% of Shania's body was burnt during the incident. She remains in a critical condition at hospital. Donations could be made to Republic Bank number 652-6214. Persons can also make contact with the Rotary Club on 643-7755. United States Ambassador to Ghana, Sarah Ann Lynch, swore in the 32nd group of Peace Corps volunteers to serve in Ghana on Wednesday. Keepany Jordan has that story.
A batch of 29 men and women are part of the 32nd group of Peace Corps volunteers sworn in to serve in Guyana.
The Peace Corps has really devoted itself to developing state-of-the-art training so that we bring our best in the countries in which we're serving. And they truly know how to set the volunteers up for success. And I'm sure that this group here this morning will not disappoint. and they will be highly successful in achieving the 3 goals of the Peace Corps, which are, number 1, to provide necessary assistance to the interested nation. Number 2, to promote a better understanding of Americans to other people. And number 3, to promote a better understanding of other peoples to Americans.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Sarah Ann Lynch. Peace Corps Guyana has contributed to the Peace Corps' vision of world peace and friendship since the country's independence in 1966. Also in attendance to the event were the First Lady, Mrs. Sandra Granger, British High Commissioner Greg Quinn, among others. With their motto, "The toughest job you'll ever love," over the past 57 years, more than 237,000 volunteers served in 141 countries worldwide, the U.S. Ambassador to Guyana explained. She acknowledged that their jobs as volunteers in the Peace Corps are often under strenuous and dangerous conditions.
Before heading out to their posts, volunteers have to acquire a new or improved technical skill. They often have to learn a new language or a dialect, and they have to learn to understand a new culture. Luckily, Peace Corps training is among the finest the United States has to offer.
For Globespan 24x7 News, Tiffany Jordan.
80 youths from Region 4 are now certified after completing training in a self-development and life skills program. With these new achievements, they are better prepared to adjust to any environment. This year's 3-week program, hosted by the Junior Chamber International, JCI, aimed at empowering young minds for business and innovation and was facilitated under the theme Be Better. On Wednesday at Banks DIH headquarters, Thirst Park, training manager of the beverage company, Sonia Forrester, congratulated the 2019 summer program graduates. Forrester disclosed that the project objectives sought to engage, empower, and inspire children to reach their full potential. Throughout the exercise, participants were given support from the facilitators to make this possible. JCI is a non-profit organization of young active citizens who are engaged and committed to creating a positive impact in their communities. President of the Junior Chamber International, Regina Cornett Bunbury, disclosed that the organization comprises citizens from all sectors of society. It helps to develop skills, knowledge, and understanding to inform better decisions making. JCI Guyana focuses on several areas of opportunities, such as individual, community, and international development and business programs. Parents and well-wishers who were all gathered at the ceremony were amazed at the various handcrafted items which were completed by the children during their 3 weeks of training. We'll take a short break. Do stay with us.
We would like to ask all of our faithful viewers to kindly like and follow Globespan 24x7 Facebook page and subscribe to Globespan 24x7 YouTube channel to receive up-to-date notifications of when we are live. Globespan 24x7 has vacancies for full-time positions such as reporters, newscasters, and news editors. Persons serious about joining a new and dynamic news team are asked to send their application to careers@globespantechnology.com. Globespan 24x7 has some exciting news. As of August 10th, the social and community programs will move from Sunday at 12:30 p.m. to Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Let's take a look now at our regional and international news. Regionally, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has confirmed that a search warrant was executed at the home of its Minister of Public Administration, Marlene MacDonald, on Thursday morning. The Ministry of Communications, in a statement on Thursday, confirmed the minister's arrest. According to reports, MacDonald and her husband were detained at around 4 a.m. on Thursday at their St. Joseph residence. The statement from the ministry added that this is an ongoing police investigation and further information will be provided as it is made available by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Meanwhile, the police service, in a statement, confirmed that officers investigating alleged corruption offences have arrested and taken into custody MacDonald and her husband for questioning. It added that inquiries are ongoing at this time and more information will be provided when it becomes available also. It was reported that subsequent to her arrest, MacDonald complained of feeling unwell and received medical treatment for low blood sugar. Internationally, a rocket engine explosion on a naval test range in northern Russia has killed 2 people and injured 6, the defense ministry told Russian media. The victims of the explosion were civilian specialists, while military and civilian personnel are among the injured. The ministry said radiation levels were normal, but one city has registered a brief spike in levels. An area of the White Sea nearby has reportedly been closed for a month. Radiation levels began falling again between 11:50 and 12:30 and had normalized by 1400. It is unclear what could have caused the radiation levels to rise. Further, local people who were reportedly urged to take precaution against radiation. No increase in ambulance callouts was recorded, the administration added. And now for a look at what's happening in sport. A one-day female volleyball festival is scheduled for Saturday, August 10 at the Ghana National Gymnasium, sponsored by the National Sports Commission through the Ghana Volleyball Federation. The event is part of the NSC's Remembering the Past President of Ghana with a sports program. According to the NSC, since Christopher Jones became the Director of Sport in 2015, the NSC added to its calendar of events every year to remember past leaders and their contribution to Guyana. Early in the year, the NSC, through its sports organizers, did similar sports program for former presidents Chedi and Janet Jagan. This event is remembering the late President Lyndon Phelps Sampson Burnham. Up for grabs are trophies for the first, second, third, and fourth place teams, while the first and second places will also receive medals, and all of the participating teams will leave the venue with equipment. South Africa batsman Hashim Amla has announced his retirement from international cricket at age 36. Amla, second highest test run scorer with 9,282 runs in 124 matches at an average of 46.64. He is the only South African batsman to score a test triple 311, not out against England in 2012. Amla served as South Africa Test captain between 2014 and 2016, the team's first permanent non-white captain. And that has brought us to the end of today's news, but before we go, here's a recap of our major headlines. Government could possibly appeal CJ's ruling if decision not favorable. Sophia hit-and-run victim's family pleads for justice. Opposition leader maintains no extension of parliament. 20 million extension of potable water supply services in Region 5. An acting town clerk of the main city council sent on administrative leave. Thanks for watching Globespan 24x7 News. On behalf of myself, Samuel Suknandan, the news and technical team, until next time, do have a great evening. Goodbye for now.